Here we are, the pen of an underdog. We get into a very exciting part. When I talk about leaving the comfort zone, I'm leaving the comfort zone right now. I got to read some of this stuff because it's part 7 of the book. I'm at the part. Remember, I was going to start, writing poetry, doing creative writing, prayer writing, vision casting, vision writing. And so this part right here is called Poetic Pondering. Poetic Pondering. Okay. And if I had to explain this process, it's an interesting process. And it took a little practice. I would sit in front of my computer in a prime state, whatever that was, feeling good. I would sit at my computer and I was like, okay, whatever word comes to me, whatever word comes through my mind, comes through my soul, comes through my heart, I am going to put it on paper. It may make sense. It may not. That's why I like going back to the disclaimer. Remember the disclaimer? It's like, this is going to be rash and reckless. And I'm doing it without precision and permission. That's where I was. And so I'm going to read a couple paragraphs here. I don't want to make this like a poetry reading, but there's a couple things that exemplify the process. Again, the process was blank screen, just starting words. Words are coming through my hand. Words are coming through my hands like magic. Words are coming through the pen of an underdog. It's pen on paper. It's knowing that the pin on the map, that destination is temporary. It's going to be moved. We're going to go places. We're going to see things. We're going to be fearless. Rash and reckless was the start of the journey. Here we go. Move to the core of the earth. Rise to the heavens. Inspire. Historical figures that left clues. Given their dues, life has ended. Soul moves forward. Islands and leisure. Speaking seeking. Journey of illusion. Mental dilemma and confusion. Find the purpose of the hippocampus and epidermis. Biological inspiration and awe. Desert nights and mountain sunrises. 30,000 feet above the soil, left in turmoil. Gamut of endless possibilities and tranquility. Harmonious blind spots. Pianist and protagonist. Life ever after. Boast in a note. All right, that's one. So as those words were coming to me, and I was just basically putting them on paper, it's like, okay, these words are coming to me. And there's some key words in there. And what you'll find out in this process, words come to you that you just don't even think are in your vocabulary. Like for me, it was pianist. Somebody who plays the piano. Like I never use that word. What else? I don't even know if I say this word right. Hippocampus. Think about like anatomy and biology. And it was like that word came to me. And it was like desert nights and mountainous sunrises. How does the mind work so creatively to go from one category to the next? All right. So after that, here's another one. Who have I become, and is it true to thyself? In the hedging of life, is the fruit ripe? You can write rhymes or fight crimes, play above the rim or sit behind the trim, fashion or passion, revenue or Donahue, P squared or apple squared. It doesn't mean to me what it means to you. Inside or outside is all in the view. Take the perspective and become reflective. Join the Navy or cultivate the family. Rise to the top or hit the espresso bar before you shop. Okay, it's a little rhymey, right? But it's like, again, there's words in there that just come, right? Revenue or Donahue. The Donahue is a talk show host. P squared or apple squared, it's like things are just flow and starting to leave my comfort zone and be creative. It's like, all right, what is happening here? Okay. The spinning game is like holding fire. Skipping a meal is the real deal. Nourish my persona with the hopes of nirvana. What to tell the 7-year-old me, my childhood friend T. Words of affirmation in the greatest nation. Join the circus for the talent. Look the elephant in the eye. You've just summarized Hamlet. The innate inmate of faraway lands. The one that believes says, I can, I can. We're into some poetry here. We're getting into some poetry. And I'll wrap it up with the last one. They're all really the same. That same style, any thought could just pop into the paper, right? Any thought that presents itself is recorded. And that's where the uncomfortable realm of brainstorming and creating comes in. If like you put a bunch of people in a corporate office in a room and you say, do this exercise, you will not get the results you're looking for because people adhere to their department personalities assigned to them. Accountants, some of those stereotypes have transcended charisma. It's just going to be different, right? But if you do this exercise with yourself, or if you're on a creative team, it's different. Whatever word comes to you, you use, you manipulate it, you wordsmith it, you configure it differently. All right, so here's the last one. The will is like a sun ray. Where you find one, you find two. Multiplication and stipulation, stimulation and motivation, distracting obstacles, proactive miracles, whimsical and sensical. One is for a pro and one is for show. Release the peace. Peace be with you and with me. Knowledge gets sour. Power is a crumbling tower. Where do I go from here? Can somebody steer? I have a machine that understands the mean. Average that out and get clean. Find your click and don the niche. Choose your market, turn the switch. Go, you, yes, you. Beautiful. Fire it up. Don't look down and never frown. Write freely with uncensored fire. The one true desire. That is complete vulnerability. However I look, however I sounded, I wasn't asking permission to do that. And that's what it takes. That's what it takes to step out, to face criticism. I think the worst form of criticism is sarcasm. To face sarcasm, to face that all, take it on and be like, look, this is what I'm doing. This is my art, this is my creative, this is how I feel. And then you wake up and you stop consuming and you start creating. You stop consuming, you start creating. Thanks for joining. Ives, the pen of an underdog.